Hi, good afternoon everybody. Welcome to Fielding Primary School. We've got Chicken Poop Bingo on the cards today. For those of you that have seen the bingo that we did at Christmas time, that was reindeer poop bingo. Today we're doing chicken poop bingo, and so we're just outside Fielding Primary School. This is the first game of 4 that we're going to be playing, and we're going to be watching chickens to see where they poop. And I know we've sold out of all of our tickets. I've got game 1 and all the score sheets here with everybody's name on to find out where everybody is. So I will welcome you into Fielding. We're just outside, and we're going to walk down through the main entrance, and as we walk down, you'll see that obviously our summer fair, which would have been happening today, has sadly been cancelled because of the COVID restrictions, but that hasn't stopped us. We put the bunting out just in case, and we have still got a few activities that are happening. Not only Chicken Poop Bingo, which we're streaming live today online through Facebook, but we've also got the second-hand uniform and second-hand games that are happening here in Year 3 playground. So we're just setting those up at the moment, and we'll be opening the store from 2 till 4 today. So if you need second-hand uniform or you want some games, then do come on down between 2 and 4 at Fielding Primary School. If you come in through the main entrance in Wyndham Road, then there'll be attendants making sure that we're socially distanced, and you can see this is where all the uniform is starting to be unpacked, and it will be done by year group, and then all the games will be here as well. If you haven't got any cash, then we are taking card today as well, so don't worry about that. Charlotte has got the new card machine, so we can take card payments too. So as I wander down into the kitchen garden area, hopefully some of you will have seen or be familiar with the kitchen garden here. We built it back in 2018 with lots of funds that the PTFA raised, and then the following year we actually did an extension. So here we are. This is the entrance to our kitchen garden, for those of you who are not aware. And inside, Ellie's been doing a fantastic job of laying all the beds out for fruit and veg for the children. They've been doing all the various bits and pieces, and we're going to head our way down to the back here, where we've got Pecky, who is our chicken for today. She arrived about half an hour ago, and we'll give you a quick shot in there. I'm going to come into the coop, and I might I'll change the camera around so that we can focus on her rather than just on me. So let me just switch it around. Here we go. And here is Pecky. It's a new environment for her. She's normally at a parent's house. Someone's loaned us the chicken from year 2. So she was a little bit nervy when we first dropped her in here, but she's starting to get to know. And as you can see, we've got lots of squares all marked out, and when you were booking your tickets or poop squares online, you will have probably seen a similar format. So we've got 18 squares across by 8 rows, and so we'll be able to mark out where they are. So the game has actually now started because I've entered in, so we're watching to see where Pecky has a poop. She has had some feed this morning, so we never know. It's a bit more difficult to find out how regular chickens poop compared to reindeer. It's a bit harder to spot. But we're going to sort of. I've got some help here. Sam Irvine, who's from a parent in 3S and 1S, is here, also keeping an eye. So it's not just me looking to see, and then we'll have some other parents coming in through the afternoon, because it is quite hard work. So it's just to keep an eye on a chicken to see, because their poops aren't that big. And it doesn't help that we've painted white lines, because chicken poop is often white as well, so we'll have to be the eagle-eyed amongst us. So we're in the top corner. If I just show you this map here, so what I've got here is I've got this is for game 1, and so we've got rows along the top there, and then we've got the columns from there. So she's currently in the corner where Natasha Ramsden's got her poop square. The Beth Hume and the family there have got a square up here. Stuart Holmes has got one. Dana Batchelor's got one. Miranda, actually, I think, let's just have a look. 1, 2 down. Whose square is Peaky in at the moment? It's actually on Polly Foley's square at the moment. So we'll see what happens over the course. Now, this particular game, we're game 1. We're going to play this game for an hour, and I'm fully expecting Peaky here to have a poop in that time, especially as she's probably a little bit nervous. So we'll play this game. If the game finishes before the hour, then we'll start on to game 2, and then so on and so forth. We have got until 4 o'clock if we need that time. But if Peaky doesn't poop in the first hour, then that game will be over and we'll move on to the second game. So we thank you for all the parents who helped clear out the chicken coop. For those people who know, we sadly lost all of our chickens about 8 months ago. A fox managed to get in, and unfortunately they didn't survive. But we have new chickens coming who have been born in the reception area. And they'll be coming in and occupying the coop in a couple of weeks' time. So we'll have chickens, hopefully, probably not laying eggs straight away, but laying eggs relatively soon, and we can use the gardening and cooking lessons. So she's not moving around much at the moment, is she? So maybe if I sort of get a little bit closer, she might start wandering around. I'm not suggesting and in any way to deter her from potentially pooping in how many squares across? 1, 2, 3, 4 in Polly Foley's square. But let's see if we can try and get some close-ups. She's getting a little bit. She probably doesn't like me going too close, but you can see all the squares down there. I was half expecting, because the most popular place that happened before was sitting on top of the house there. That's where I put my squares, because I was thinking that she might like it up there, because she can get a good vantage point and watch out. She's having we've thrown some feed down so to keep her nice and fed, and I can't remember, did we get some water? Yeah. Oh, we got some water. Water's down there, so she will be. It is relatively warm out here today. Hopefully we'll make sure that she's fully hydrated. So we're currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squares across. And she's currently in Teresa Tranter's square, not far from Sam's square, which is just here, isn't it, Sam? You're going to be coercing her into your square in the top here. But yeah, I mean, it was interesting watching how people were buying squares. People were looking at the ones in the middle or around the house. I was half thinking that the best ones might have been around the side, actually, because of the vegetation that we've still got around the side. Where she'll start having a peck at that, but she's certainly spending most of her time towards the outer side. So we're probably about 10 minutes in. No poops yet. Really have no idea how long we might expect. I know that for the reindeer we had our first poop well after the hour, but they take a bit. Hoping that chickens are a bit more frequent, as I understand it. That's why we've got 4 games today. Thank you for everyone. We've completely sold out of our squares. The last ones went last night, so really appreciate all of the efforts that people are doing into helping us raise money today. Just the Poop Bingo alone has raised nearly £1,500, which is a fantastic addition to our fundraising efforts here at Fielding, and they will be helping us fund all the activities that go on here in the kitchen garden, or down in the forest school and the drumming. There are lots of different activities that are extracurricular that the PTFA fund here at the school. Hopefully. And what I don't know is whether Peaky here has actually laid an egg today. I'm not sure what would happen if maybe there should be a bonus prize if she lays an egg in a square. Maybe we should look at that. That would be impressive. But I suspect that she might not be up for laying eggs today in an environment that's unusual for her. So we've marked the squares out. I've got numbers down the side to help me understand where on the playing field that we've got. So these are the columns, and we're just running across the top here. Yeah, she's not doing as much moving around as the reindeer were, but that's okay. And at the moment she's in column 10, so she's in another one of Dana Batchelor's squares, starting to move into Mo Walker's. Holly Bully's there. Laura Wood is also in this particular area. I don't think I've missed any poops yet. Sam is giving me the nod as well, that we haven't seen anything yet. Quite a lot of insects running around. I don't know whether chickens eat insects. Maybe I should have done my research before. I was going to see, whoops, there we go. I did try and print off some interesting facts about chickens. Apparently I was reading last night that the closest relative to the chicken is actually the Tyrannosaurus Rex. All those millions of years ago there was a descendant somewhere along the lines that they've gone down in size and thankfully not quite as vicious from that side. So as chickens grow older, they tend to grow larger, lay larger eggs, which is a fact I didn't know. Actually, I had one in the supermarket yesterday. I was amazed at how big it was. Although my wife did tell me that they try not to push the chickens to lay too big an egg because it's uncomfortable for the chicken to lay large eggs. I can well imagine. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we've got some new chicks that have been hatching in reception. Evidently, it takes an egg develops when it's about 88 degrees Fahrenheit, and then they are laid when they're at 105 degrees. Hopefully, reception children are learning all about that. I know that Mr. Webb is quite keen to get the chickens out of the classroom as quickly as possible. That's a lovely view there, and I think that is, let's just see what square she's in at the moment. I think that's in Mo Walker's square. That's number, yeah, it's column 9. Stephen Whaley's just at the back there, and just in front is Laura Wood. Yeah. But she's having a good wander around. I understand that hens eat about 4 pounds of feed to make one dozen eggs, sorry. I'm not sure if I can convert pounds into into the normal kilograms these days, but one of the other random facts that I've got today is that the record for the most number of yolks inside an egg, there are 9. I can't imagine cracking an egg and having 9 yolks inside. Sounds insane. But still no poops. We're coming up to the 20-minute mark. for the first game. But she's certainly having a good little feed. If anyone's got any questions, then do send them through. Any jokes around chickens, that could be fun. So she's currently over in Teresa Tranter's square, eating into Patty Yip's square. I know Patty's here today. I've seen her sorting out the some of the second-hand clothing, but she's moving straight through to Penny Micklewright's square, up into the top there. That's back into Polly's square, and then into Fiona Hi-Ho.
Don't know if that was dirt or poop.
Yeah.
Might have been dirt.
We think it might have been a bit of dirt. Sam was thinking there might have been something there, but I can't. We'll go and have a closer look in there. I think it might have just been her flicking her feet up. She is probably wondering why we're just staring at her so intently. So if you've just joined us, we're about 20 minutes in to the first game, and Pecky hasn't had a poop just yet. She's at the top corners, just eating or pecking away at the soil there. Hopefully not getting stung by that stinging nettle that's just there. But she's over in Natasha Ramsden's and sort of just in Fiona Hi-Ho's squares at the moment, very close to Emma Devlin, who's one of our secretaries. Definitely think that the outer edges is the place where she's spending most of her time this morning. We've got a very still day here down at Fielding. No wind, sun's out. You might be able to hear the birds and the bees. For those of you that might remember, we had the chickens that we had here that were hatched, I think 4 years ago, actually appeared on BBC. The BBC were down here filming a programme, which I think was Inside Out. I have certainly seen a couple of parents have managed to put clips to it, and the children featured from, I think it was RS at the time, and they all featured and gave their thoughts about rearing chickens in the school. Whether we'll get the new chicks on TV is yet to be seen, but it looks like she's currently in Emma 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, she's currently in Emma Devlin's square, although her bum is in Fiona, Ohio. When we had that, oh, she's eating the stinging nettles. When we had the reindeers at Christmas, the poops that we had ended up on the compost heap. So everything went back into fertilising the kitchen garden here at Fielding. So we're just coming up to a 25-minute mark for game number 1. So we had sold, each game has 144 squares. Each was sold for £2 each, so thank you very much for everyone that purchased tickets. Now whether we get to, we probably won't be recording all the games. We might certainly live stream this first one, and we'll probably live stream the second. But whether we'll get a chance to stream the third and fourth is possibly unlikely. But we'll record down any of the squares that have been pooped in, and we'll get back in touch. So if Pecky here poops in your square, well, it's a straight £50 win that we're doing for this. Certainly not doing too much moving around. I know the reindeer, we had to keep bringing them back on the course, the handlers that came down. Certainly very relaxing just here, listening to the birds. Pecky's here, is also enjoying the thing. See if we can get some close-ups. See if she starts pecking me. She might not particularly like me being that close to her, but you get a good view. She's an absolutely beautiful hen. As I understand it this morning, she's a regular egg layer, at least one egg a day. But what I didn't ask was if she'd laid an egg today. I think if she does lay an egg in a square, then I think I'll have to come up with a special prize, because that's I hadn't actually thought about that, but I suspect that she needs to lay eggs in probably inside her normal hen house. I would expect her back at home. So just a reminder, if you are watching and are in the market for second-hand uniform or on the lookout for some second-hand games, then we will be opening the shop in the Year 3 playground between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock today. Cash and card, all welcome. We've got the cute new card machine, so don't let that put you off. Obviously very restricted on the types of activities that we can do under the current restrictions, but really pleased that we've been able to continue doing chicken poop bingo. She's wandering down the course at the moment. She's currently in Teresa Tranter's square. She's got a couple of squares, the Tranter family have got a couple of squares up here. In fact, her bum is currently in the Irvine family's square. But for those that are joining, we are coming up to the half-hour mark and she hasn't pooped yet. She seems to be watching insects at the moment. Whether she ends up eating them, I have no idea. But she's having a good poke around here at the top of the course. See if we can, how close we can get with her. She might get a little bit agitated. She only met me about an hour ago, so I suspect I might get pecked at some point. That'll be the first time I think I've been pecked by a chicken. But I know the kids have always enjoyed holding the chickens, picking them up, having them on their heads, and when we've had them before. So that hopefully those scenes will reappear once the new chickens that were born in reception come out. Oh, he's having a good good rummage around over here. So we're just on the half-hour mark now. No poops yet, but we're currently in let's have a look. We're just on the corner of Stephen Whaley's and Jeff Cartshaw's square, starting to move into Oscar's Perozzi's square, who I know that they're moving this weekend, so they're very unlikely to be watching this live stream, sadly. Having a good rummage around here at the back. If you end up watching on demand, feel free to add any comments in the chat boxes underneath this. Love to hear your feedback. Whether you think this is something that the PTFA should run again. Currently back in. I think actually that's Oscar's square. So Oscar's, I know he's going to be in a football tournament tomorrow, but whether we end up seeing him and letting him know that his square is featuring on this Facebook live feed. Yeah. She's definitely going for the vegetation on the edges here. And it was actually, these were the last squares that was being sold. People assumed that Pecky here would end up being in the middle of the course, or maybe around the hen house. That's where my money was as well. But maybe I should have done some research on it. I know that the balloon race that we ran back at Easter I think my balloons, the virtual balloon race, my balloons just didn't go anywhere. Neither did the kids either. They were slightly disappointed. I think they made it about 1.5 miles compared to the 700 or so miles that the winning balloons made. I don't think we put enough air in them. That's definitely a lesson learned for next time we run that. So maybe the lessons learnt for chicken poop bingo, maybe we should go with the squares on the outside. Oh, that she was wiggling her backside then. I was wondering whether something will come out, but oh, is that something? Oh, we have our first poop! Way, look at that! And actually that is, I'm pretty sure, it's that column 7 at the top, and that is Oscar's square. Oh, he'll be very pleased about that. I say, unfortunately he is leaving the school this year. His parents are moving away. But that is a wonderful result. So that's the end of game 1. We'll take a photograph. There's the poop just there. A nice big one actually. I was expecting them to be a bit smaller, but that's a nice big poop. So that's game number 1 is over, and that was 34 minutes. So a great result. I'm going to stop the feed and then we'll come back on for game 2. Thanks very much. We'll see you later.